Hey everyone, welcome to today's Heart to Home devotional. My name is Robert, and I'm just glad that you're here to take a minute with us. Today's devotional is titled Sacrificial Heart. So I'd like to read from Mark chapter 12, verses 41 through 44. And we read, Now Jesus sat opposite the treasury and saw how the people put money into the treasury, and many who were rich put in much. Then one poor widow came and threw in 2 mites, which make a quadrans. So he called his disciples to himself and said to them, Assuredly, I say to you that this poor widow has put in more than all those who have given to the treasury. For they all put in out of their abundance, but she, out of her poverty, put in all she had, her whole livelihood. So, what do we see going on here? Jesus' public ministry by this point in the Gospel of Mark is now finished. From now until the arrest in the Garden of Gethsemane, he will teach the disciples and spend time with some of his friends. But before he leaves the temple courtyard, Jesus points out one person who understands what it means to faithfully follow God. This was followed by Jesus exposing the Jewish leaders and being hypocrites for loving such lavish things like prominent seats in the synagogue and greetings in the marketplace and first in the feasts. And so what did Jesus observe about the people giving offerings at the temple treasury? Well, 1, it says many who were rich put in much. And then 2, it says the one poor widow came and threw in 2 mites, which make a quadrans. So you might think, what's a mite worth then and what's it worth now? To give some perspective, a mite was about 1/64th of a denarius, or in today's time, it's about 1/8 of a cent. So really not a lot. So knowing that, why did Jesus say that the poor widow gave more than everyone else? Well, what the rich gave had no effect on their financial portfolio. What the poor widow gave, it dissolved her financial portfolio. The text specifically says her whole livelihood. So what would this passage teach us about the value of sacrificial giving and how we can discern our own motivations when giving? I don't believe that God wants us to give to the point that we're depleting our savings and selling everything that we own. So what does God want us to give? He wants us to give with the same heart as the widowed woman, who probably had no extra income and gave her whole livelihood, as the text says. There is no reason anyone should know what you give to the church, and absolutely you don't need to share that with anybody. That's something that's between you and the Lord. So how can we here at Calvary Hemet avoid the temptations to give only out of a sense of obligation or to be seen by others? Tithe your time. Join a ministry that needs more servants. I guarantee you that if you go to the church office and say you want to join a ministry, they're not going to turn you away because they are at capacity. You can go onto our website and you can set up automatic tithing. God wants you to have a joyful, sacrificial heart when you are giving to Him, be it in a financial perspective or from a ministry perspective. And so we're going to cap it off there, guys. As always, it's a pleasure to bring you today's Heart to Home devotional. I hope that you were blessed by God's message and what He put on my heart. And again, just keep sharing these messages and get the word out there, guys. I will see you next time. I love you all, and God bless.